Okay, so taking these personality tests, I mentioned to, hold on, I know your name. Carly, I almost said Carmen. Carly, that I took it in middle school and I was ESTJ. And so I took it again and I'm still ESTJ. And so that's crazy because I've been through so much in my life and I'm just like, wow, different person, same character.
Wow.
And so what that means is it's 34% extrovert, 12% sensing, 41% thinking, and 22% judging. And then for the Big Five test, that one was kind of eye-opening because it was a 3.5 in extroversion, a 2.3 in agreeableness, a 4.4 in conscientiousness, and a 1.6 in stability, a 2.9 in openness to experience. And these scores, they mostly imply, in my words, would say like negative connotations in a group setting. And that's kind of what Godek said before, like the Big Five kind of makes you feel like bad. And so for the type A/B test, I got type A. But what I didn't like about this test is that it didn't really elaborate. Like it didn't elaborate what it meant to be type A or what it meant to be type B. It just said like if you score higher, you're a type A. And then my learning style is tactile kinesthetic. And this was eye-opening because my whole life I thought I was a visual learner with like PowerPoints. And so what this means is that I need to be basically moving all the time, because if I'm not moving or drawing or doodling, like it said, sometimes I need to take notes even though I'm not going to use them. It's just so I can feel productive like in class. And I can see that with my iPad, like I'll literally just be like writing and then let's see. And so in a group setting, this means that I would volunteer to like write and like speak up and just do anything to be productive and not just, to myself. And then for the emotional intelligence test, I also told Carly I was like self-conscious. I was like, why am I a 42? This is below average. What does this mean? And why is the range so like much, like 1 to 100? Like what does that mean for me, right? But in the summary, it says that I have a good understanding of emotions based on body language, but I struggle with complex ones. So not the ones that you see in the face or in body language, but the ones that are a little bit deeper in feeling. And then the last test, I don't know how to say this word, entrepreneur altitude test, I scored a 139. And this just means that I have openness to ambiguity, but strive for power and control. So I'm not closed-minded, I'm pretty open-minded. And then I said the results are quite accurate. And then when I did a little bit more research on ESTJs, it says that we're practical, realistic, and natural leaders. We take on a practical approach to life that is guided by a matter-of-fact attitude and focus on realism. We recognize tradition and prefer order, and we do not like laziness or cheating, and instead stick to our principles with an unclouded judgment. What else? A weakness is we don't deal with emotions pretty well, so if you are crying in front of me, I kind of freeze up, and I don't know how to go about that. And it's not that I'm inconsiderate about people's feelings, it's just like I don't vibe with it very well. And then in a group setting, I usually act as like the leader, and I try to make deadlines and make sure everyone's doing their like portion. And my 2 goals for this group will be to let others lead and not delegate and do all of the organizing and planning, and also to trust my teammates with their tasks and not be too hard on them or check up on them so often. I'm that person that will usually message people and be like, hey, are you done with this yet? Hey, are you done with this yet? They're not replying to me, and I'm like, hey, hello, like, are you okay? And I was like, we're all in college, so I hope you all want the same for each other and to succeed. So yeah.